Personal growth isn't always pretty. In fact, sometimes you feel like you're going backwards before you move forwards. So today I'm going to talk a bit about the truth of personal growth and the stuff that no one really talks about. Personal development or self-improvement, personal growth, whatever you want to call it, it is hard. It can be really hard sometimes. But when things are hard, that's the times when we grow the most. Like if you think about all of those hard times that you reflect back in your life and tough things that you've got through, you look back and you're proud to say that you got through that and that you've built strength and you've learned so many lessons from growing through those difficult times. And these are the times when we can build resilience and we can look back and reflect on this and look at what we can improve going forward in the future and find those real golden nuggets that you can only get out of going through difficult things. But the people that actually grow from the bad stuff that happens to them are the people that have that growth mindset and that want to actually learn and grow and put in the effort to reflect on themselves and don't blame the victim or the rest of the world. They try and look at the situation as, what could I learn from this and how can I be better in the future? It's the people who have that growth mindset. Now, personal development is just such a massive topic and there's so many different aspects that we can talk about here. But fundamentally, it's about developing and growing as a person. So to grow as a person, this requires a certain amount of reflection and a certain amount of planning. And I know I talk a lot about being in the moment and everything. And yes, mindfulness is very important. And being in the present moment and in the now is a massive important thing to just having peace in life. But for personal growth, you still need to be able to look at the past and reflect and learn from your previous experiences. And also plan for the future and set goals and create your life how you want it to be. So a really good practice for personal development, you'll hear me say it again and again, is journaling. Because with journaling, you can get your thoughts really clear and you can both reflect on the past and the previous experiences and work through if you have any traumas or difficult situations from the past that you need to work through. You can lay it all out, assuming that no one's going and reading your journals. You can say anything you want to say. And I find it quite therapeutic journaling because you can really ask yourself hard-hitting questions and work through deep issues and problems that you might have. And this is really important for growth and development as a person. By doing this, you can find real clarity and you can have real epiphany kind of moments. And that's always really exciting when you're working on yourself. Also, when you're journaling, you can, if you're into manifestation and that kind of stuff, you can write positive affirmations and you could plan out your goals and write about the things in the future that you want and how you would like your life to be. And when you get really clear on this, that's when you can start actually taking action and planning your future and taking action in the present moment so that you can bring that future into reality. And yeah, achieving your goals is a really obvious way that you can grow and develop as a person. You're getting to that place that you want to be. So yeah, there's reflecting on the past and then there's planning for the future. And then there's always the present moment that we have to think about as well. And so here's when I'll bring into it developing habits and daily routine. And I am massive on habits because habits are basically your identity and your identity are your habits. Your habits are your actions that you do on a regular basis. So it basically is who you are. And as humans, we are habitual and so much of our day is just built on the habits that we already have from yesterday. So when you can grasp that and be really intentional about it and actually take power over your habits and choose them and develop them to actually benefit your life, this is something that is just such an awesome happiness hack. It's a really powerful personal development thing that you can do, because your habits are your life. And that's why the whole kind of personal development space also leaks into like fitness and health and eating well and meditation, journaling, sleep. All of these things are so linked in with all this personal development stuff because it's so important. And you by no means have to do all of these things. You can choose whatever habits you want to do. It could be a creative hobby or it could be anything. But as long as you're being really intentional about it and actually choosing the life you want to live and growing as a person, then you are doing personal development, you're doing self-growth, and you're doing it right. There's no actual right and wrong way to do this. We're all on our own journey, and every single person is completely different and has different circumstances, different personalities, different things that they're interested in. So your journey is the only way, and you get to choose your journey. You have to remember that you can't actually make a wrong decision here. Your path takes you where it needs to take you because that's the way it's supposed to happen. And if things go wrong or shit stuff happens along the way, maybe that had to happen for you to learn and grow from that. As long as you're keeping that growth mindset and you're reflecting and learning from your mistakes or bad things that happen, then you're still doing personal growth and you're doing it right. The main thing here is that we're being intentional about the way that we're living, and we're just trying to be a good person, whatever that means to you, because everyone has different beliefs and opinions. So a good person might be something completely different to one person and the next. But as long as, according to your opinion, you're doing the right thing, you're making the right decisions, and you're trying your best to be a good person and to learn and grow, then you're doing it. You're doing personal development. Humans are wired for progress and for development and growth. We're built like this, and that's why we do get a real good kick out of it. And this is why it's also really important to actually track what you're doing and to track your progress. However you're doing that, for example, maybe if you're losing weight or something, to get an app, track your daily calories and then track your weight over time if you're doing that every week or anything like that. And when you actually collect the data and then look at your progress, you can see your growth and improvement, and you know you're leveling up as a person. I have a little notebook that I've kept for the last few years where I track big things that have happened in my life. So I tracked getting engaged and getting married and turning 30 and quitting my job and starting my business. And I've tracked all these massive things with the dates that have happened in my life. And there's not actually that many things in it just for the last few years. But when I look back on it, it's like, oh, whoa, I remember when I was doing that. Look how far I've come. Looking at my life like 4 or 5 years ago compared to now, it's changed so much. And that's because I haven't let myself settle for what was never okay for me. If I'm ever not okay with something in life, I do something about it to make a change. I have a certain standard for myself, and that's going to be different for everyone. But I have a standard that I'm okay with, and I won't accept anything less. And I don't want to sound like all privileged when I'm saying this, but basically, if you don't like something in your life, then make a change. Do whatever you can within your power to make your life better and to improve it so you can actually enjoy life and live with purpose and meaning. For example, if you don't like your job, then quit. Look for a different job, even if it's something else that doesn't pay as much, or even if it's just a little pivot for now. Make some sort of change in your life. Make the change and don't settle for what's not okay if you are really following that intuition. And I'm not saying just quit your job. Definitely try and find a new job first. Or you could try and start a side hustle or something else on the side. Or you could look into studying part-time at night or something. If something doesn't feel right for you, then that's your intuition telling you that it is not up to your standards and that you deserve better. And you should never feel guilty about that. You should always go towards the things in life that are calling you and the things that bring you purpose and meaning. Because remember, we create our own lives. You have the power of free will, so you can decide how your life goes. If you think about your life circumstances at the moment, whatever job you have at the moment, however your life is, you did choose that to most of an extent, you did choose that. You applied for that job and you got it, or you accepted the job offer. You married that person or got into that relationship. You moved into that house because that's the one that was available and you got. But if you're an adult, then you did choose most of your life right now. And if you don't like your life right now and where you're at, then change it. It's a good thing to remember that your life is the way it is because you chose that, because that means that you can choose how you want your life to be in the future. I just think it's so amazing that we have free will and that we can build and create our own lives. And it's a really empowering thing when you get down to the nitty-gritty and you get really intentional about it. You write stuff down, you get clear about it, because this is how you do personal development and self-growth, and this is how you improve your life and get what you want and achieve your dreams. This is how you do it. You do it with intention. So remember that you create your life and you create whatever meaning and purpose that you want in your life. You choose how you want to view your experiences from the past, good and bad. You choose what you want to learn from previous experiences. You choose your goals, you choose your future, and you have chosen your current situation as well. So be inspired and feel empowered about this, because this is your one life and you have the power to make it what you want it to be. I know this video has been a bit of a ramble, but I hope you feel inspired by it. And if you're into this kind of stuff and you want to learn more, then definitely like and subscribe. I also have a 100 happiness hacks checklist that you can find in the description box below. So if you want that, then definitely check it out. I'm sending you all of my love and positive energy today. I hope that this inspired you. And remember that happiness is a practice and you make your own meaning. Love you. Bye.